Happy Saturday! So it's probably not Saturday when I upload this video, but I'm sending you Saturday vibes because it's Saturday for me. And today I want to do some repotting. I want to repot my Sansevieria. One of them has actually grown. I'm gonna repot 3 of them. So one of them has actually regrown. One of them has actually outgrown its container. One of them had some surprises for me, so I'm repotting that. And then this one is having some issue. So yeah, we repotting Sansevieria today. Also, I want to repot my orchid. So I have an orchid here that I got for Mother's Day, and I see sphagnum moss. So instantly I'm worried. And I want to introduce you to the plants that I did get for Mother's Day. One of the plants that I have, as cute as she is, she has made me a liar. So I said I would never have this plant, but she is cute. So I can't wait to show you her, and we'll take this journey together. So really, I want this video to just be me doing some planty chores. If you have some planty chores that you want to do, you can join me or not. I love watching repot videos. I love watching propagation cutting videos. I do. I especially love long ones. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section. I have a little cut on my finger too. You guys let me know in the comment section if you guys appreciate longer videos. I know I do. I appreciate a long repot because then that means I can repot while I'm watching, and it helps pass the time, I think. But you guys have to let me know in the comment section if you do or not. So when I purchased this plant, this is a black moon Sansevieria. I know that the snake plants have been reclassified, but you know, I don't really get too deep into the species and genus, but I still call her a snake plant. I think the common name is still okay to do that. She, if you notice, she has been tightening up. Like, her leaves are curling in on itself quite a lot, and I don't know why. Okay. So I'm in a different location today. This is very dry. Very dry. I'm so confused. I'm really confused. I don't know whether this just had, let me move this so you guys can see. I'm always thinking like, there's gonna be a pot full of bugs and I'm gonna have to just move out of the house. Yeah, she is really dry. She has some good roots in here though. Okay, so the bottom of the pot is just filled with dirt that doesn't look like it's been touched. No, there was no roots growing in this. I honestly think maybe the pot might be too big. But the soil is not, you can see the soil is very dry. And this root ball is very dry. I honestly think, ooh, I should have wore a mask. I honestly think that I had her in too big of a pot and I need to come down on the pot size. Her roots really are nice, actually, but I just think when I watered her, the water went down to the bottom because that bottom dirt, ironically, is not as dry as this dirt. And I think when I watered her, it went straight to the bottom or settled in the bottom, and she just wasn't getting enough water because she is wrinkled. Oh my goodness. I'm looking for spider mites but I don't think spider mites was the problem. She's just wrinkled. She's just underwater. So I did say I wanted to propagate this because she is really pretty when she's well. When she's well, she's really pretty. Let's kind of clean her up. I have a little box here for trash. She's even got some little babies. Okay. So I think that's too small. So this is an orchid pot. I got some leca beads, and I'm going to use this dirt, this good dirt that's down here that has apparently never seen a root. Let's see a root or something in there. Okay. This dirt is way less dry. This is so crazy. Okay. Oh, that is, yeah, right on the right side. So, I don't think it should be that big of an issue. Yeah, buddy. We did that right on time. So yeah, this bad boy, I was never, I think from the moment I repot, I kept thinking, well, is the dirt, is the media too wet? I thought it was too wet. Well, apparently that was not true. I'm trying not to put too much around the crown part. So yeah, I told you I have big issue with Sansevieria. It's like they don't need me and I don't know how to act. So I want to do stuff and they don't want me to do anything with them. I'm trying to fill in this hole. That's a good thing about clear pots, is that you can see where the pockets are. Ooh, wow, what's wrong with you, girl? So yeah, you can see where the pockets are. I don't want you to think I'm packing it, but I'm just trying to make sure there are no pockets in here. So this soil that I'm using is a combination of peat. So I used to make my soil mix for my African violets, and I would use peat, vermiculite, perlite, and I think I was left with a bunch of peat, perlite, and vermiculite. So this does not have vermiculite in it. This is just peat and perlite, but it's heavy on the perlite, as you can see. And you saw I put the leca beads at the bottom because this is actually an orchid pot and it has pretty big holes at the bottom. It probably wouldn't have been a bad idea to add some leca into the soil, but this thing hasn't seen a bunch of water in God knows when. So I don't know that I want to do that. I needed to get, I see roots. I'm just trying to make sure that all of these roots have some sort of soil or something near it. And I'm gonna water all of them in at the same time. So I'm just gonna pot and then I'll water everybody in. First, let me get into, you know what, before I do that, I got some new plants the other day. So anyway, got some wish list plants. So I have a Hoya haul coming very soon. But in the meantime, in between time, as I have watched so many hauls and I tried very hard not to shop, I ended up buying a couple of snake plants. And this is crazy because as you see, anyway, I love snake plants, and the reason I love them is because they do create a balance in my need to do something with my plants. I can have plants around me that I don't need to do things with, so it sort of creates this balance of you have plants that you need to do stuff with and those that you don't need to touch. So anyway, I ended up, okay, let me start by telling you or showing you the next one that I need to repot. This is my Sansevieria bonsal. I thought this was the cutest thing. I will add a picture of what she looked like when I got her. So when I, and the reason I mentioned the shopping is because the one I got actually was another wish list. So this is the Sansevieria Mikado, I think it is. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Fernwood Mikado. I wanted two. I wanted the bonsal and the Mikado. And I could not find this one. This one was really hard to find, and this one was even harder. And I went into a local plant shop and they had it available. And I was like, oh my God. Now, in the picture, you will see that the way that snake plant was presented, it was like individual, you know, I guess, I don't know whether I thought it was a leaf or a stalk but it was individual ones just sitting out, which are 1, 2, 3. I had 3 tall ones, and then I had a bunch of little babies at the bottom. When I got it, I was so excited. I don't even think I paid a whole heck of a lot for it. It was $15.99. And the way they had it marked is Sansevieria bonsal fingers. And what I was trying to avoid was exactly what I bought. They actually form a star shape. So another common name for this plant is starfish snake plant. And that's the one I was trying to avoid. I was like, no, these ones sticking straight up. This looks awesome. So I thought I was getting that. Come to find out that it was really just a trick of the name. And I actually got that plant anyway. So the reason I'm repotting this is because the fingers, it pushed out babies, and then the original leaf, because this was literally like a leaf propagation. The leaf died, and they all died around the same time. And at one point I was like, oh God, I overwatered this plant. I couldn't even face it. I was like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, then I thought about it, like, how in the world could I have overwatered that? I have not touched that plant. Well, I didn't overwater it. It was the leaf propagations just dying off. So there's that. So don't play with me, because I'm telling you, I see some slow release fertilizer stuff in here too. So I'm actually just wanting to repot this in some new dirt. I'm going to take out these leaf propagations. And I didn't water this because, like I said, I thought I had overwatered it. So I was letting it dry out thinking I was helping things. And then I noticed that the other two were dying. And I was like, wait a cotton picking minute. And then I started doing some research because I did research before. And you know, the internet can be really deceitful. Especially when people don't know. And so the things I was reading was telling me that the form of this was or at least that's what I thought I remembered, that the form was in a clump. Ew. That's gross. Yuckity yuck. Ooh, ooh. That is gross. No, we don't want that. We don't want any of that there, buddy. This soil is pretty. It's a wonder I didn't kill this a long time ago. Anywho, I purchased this thinking that I was getting that the form of the plant that I was getting was going to be straight up and down, and not that they were going to be shaped like little starfish. I didn't want that look, but this is what I have. This is what it is, and it is what it is. I'm not mad. Okay, this stuff here, I'm going to put to the side. I'm going to actually pot this back up in here. So I don't want to disturb it too much, although I just did just that. This has this slow release stuff in here. I am not a huge fan because it's hard to know when you're over fertilizing. So it's hard for me to know anyway. So I'm going to pot this right back up in here. And I usually like to mix some of the old with the new. This is new dirt. So I'm gonna mix that. So like I said, I'm sort of wanting to keep some of the old soil that was all the way at the bottom. Yuckity yuck. Okay. We're just gonna fill in the rest of this. I actually purchased a little teeny scoop, but this one is pretty small too. I'm interrupting this regularly scheduled video to ask you one question. Do you like this video? If so, give it a like. Are you a part of the community? That's 2 questions. If not, go ahead on and join this community by subscribing to my channel. Now back to the video. I'm trying not to squish it too much because it is dry, and I do know that when it settles, it's going to go down some. Like the dirt level is going to go down some. So I'm kind of trying to set that up without compacting it too much. But there's a lot of perlite in this stuff. And of course, it is going from a soil that didn't have any perlite in it. I was really surprised at that. Like I said, I don't typically repot when I get a pot home. and for a lot of reasons. But one of them is I feel like when you bring your plants home, and I'm gonna put her back in this here, because I love this pot. She's so cute. Okay. Okay. I don't really know what to say. I love the fingers. They were super cute, and I don't know, it's almost like she had like a Grace Jones haircut. This is cute still though. I like her. I like the fact that I have so many babies. These things get pretty big, so I'm excited about them growing up and me kind of getting them going in a good place, in a good way. I'm hoping I got this. Ooh, child, this dry dirt is about to take me out. I'll be honest, I'm not used to doing it when it's this dry. Like, I probably should have moistened it a little bit, but I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. So I'm using this peat base just because, like I said, I had some left, I think, and I'm using it on the Sansevierias because I don't water them that much. I feel like this won't break down so quickly because I don't water it so much. We'll see what this, she might need some more after I water her. And this third one, so we are getting rid of this here. Okay, looking all right. She didn't want to be here, and we're not gonna force her. The third one that I am repotting is this one here. Does this one have a name? Sure, it has a name. Of course it has a name. This is Trifasciata. That sounds like not a name. I don't know. I don't know if this is the name of this, because usually it's something like Moonlight, you know. Now I did just water this one not too long ago, but she is literally busting out of the pot. Like, you could see where the snake plant is pushing up against here. So just in my fashion, I did not bring a pot. Oh wait, this one might work. Oh, you know why? Because I want to pot her in here. I want to pot her right up in here. This is where she was supposed to go. And I don't think this would fit. I don't know if I like the way that look. Ew, right? Do you like that? I love having the plastic pot and not having to unpot in ceramic, or this is actually terracotta, I believe. But this is what I bought it for, so I'm gonna use it. I just like to have a pretty cover pot. So, and now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to put a name tag on that because I will forget. Okay, now see, this is a root system I can get with. This looks a lot better than the big one. Now, she still has, it feels like it's bark in here. It is. Oh no. dislike bark. Oh, that's probably not true. I do dislike bark, but probably not for obvious reasons. But I'm not going to take all of this off. She was growing just fine in this. She liked it. I ain't gotta like it because I don't have to live there. So, but she was doing okay with it. So I'm not going to disturb it too much. Plus she is probably the only snake plant that I have that is doing fairly well. So I don't want to break her up. I don't want more pots. So I definitely don't want to break her up. But I think she's a real cutie pie. I really like her. I bought her for the markings. I just think the coloring and everything just looks so nice. So I'm just getting rid of a little bit of this dirt on the top. And it's just sometimes these things are so hard to water with. It's a big hole. Where is this hole? I don't have any like screen. You know what? I think I'm gonna use this. Should I use this? I mean, it really is nothing wrong with this. This dirt is, this dirt feels better than that. Oops, nope, wrong place. Okay. So yeah, the reason I ended up getting the Mikado was because it was a wish list plant. I had no intentions. I wasn't even looking for it any longer. And then I'm in, was that Lowe's or Home Depot? One or the other. And there she was. And I was like, get out of here. I want to say it was probably about 2 years ago I was looking for that plant. Could not find it anywhere. Couldn't find it anywhere. And walked in, and it was like $5. I'm telling you, I had been looking online for this plant, and they were I can't even remember what they were asking. But I think at the time I was willing to pay for it, so whatever it was, they would have got me. Trying to get it in that little hole, in that little crook. Although I know that I hate that sound. Woo. So yeah, I ended up getting the Mikado the other day, literally just the other day. So they have not been, it has not been repotted. I don't know what's going on with it, but it looks like it might be in cocoa core. So I don't know where I've been, but apparently cocoa core has been a thing for a minute, and I missed out. I did not get the memo. So recently I purchased some because my peat stores were getting low. Now this is, like I said, I don't repot the minute I bring home a plant, and it just so happened that I purchased a lot of plants in 1 year, like right when I moved in here, I purchased a lot of plants, right? And this was after 2020, after, you know, the craze on plants was in effect. So finding certain items was like crazy. So I'd heard of coco coir, but I had never tried it. I think, you know, if we were able to get out to the stores and I was able to, you know, ask some questions, I probably might have tried it earlier than now, but I just never knew anything about it. So I'd heard Plantarina talk about it before, and I want to say I think I ordered a plant. Oh, that's what it was. I think I ordered a plant and it came in coco coir, but I thought it was orchid bark, like a really fine or chunky orchid bark. But I was like, this doesn't feel like it. So anyway, I ordered some. That's cute. Like the colors are sort of like, I don't want to say weird, but you're like, I don't know that I would have thought to put that together, but I like it. I do. I like that color combination. So hopefully I can keep her happy in this soil, because I don't know, child. All right, so we repotted those up. So yeah, this year I actually, because my Hoya came from so many different sources, which I don't know how I feel about that, but it is what it is. I got them now. That they were planted in different media. So they're growing in different media. A couple of them I got was planted in orchid bark, which is perfectly fine. But some of them were planted in coco coir. And I fell in love. Like it takes up water really, really quickly. It holds it long enough, but it doesn't compact like peat to me does. Peat, you could literally wet peat and make a mud pie out of it. You know, like you could squeeze it in your hand and make like a compressed patty of dirt. Whereas with coco coir, even if you wet it and squeeze it, it doesn't form a tight, like compact ball. That form of coco coir in your hand is still loose. You touch it, it just crumbles apart. So whereas if you touch the peat, it's like you're just putting a dent in it. So I really like I like so far, and I have a plant or two that is either the cocoa chips or the coco coir. I haven't had any issues with them. But like I said, I just purchased all these new plants and I did not buy new dirt or didn't repot them, because I just felt like that was a waste. But it did require that I had to learn how to water them in the mix that they sent. And sometimes that did not work well at all. But now it's been 2 years. I believe that what they've used was not inert. Like all of my plants were not in coco coir. So that means that some of those, that media has been broken down, and I could probably still use it, because it has no more value or like nutrients in it than coco coir, which doesn't have any nutrients. And I probably could still use it, which is why you see me reusing my dirt, because I'm like, I don't really understand why I need to get rid of it when I could add nutrients in. And as long as it doesn't have bugs or mold or, you know, things like that, then it should be fine. So that's why you see me reusing some dirt. I don't reuse all dirt. All dirt is not created equal, but I will reuse some of it. So, and sometimes I don't know if it's a good thing, but we trying stuff. We'll try. If it don't work, we won't do it again. Now I have this combination here, and this was one of my Mother's Day gifts. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So my kids surprised me for Mother's Day. My kids and my baby, and they surprised me for Mother's Day with the cutest little way to present.
Subscribe to Mom's YouTube at Repot to see her plant care videos. Happy Mother's Day, Mommy. We love you.
So cute, right? This was one of the gifts that was presented for Purple, I want to say. And she is a straight cutie pie. It's a Dracena in the front. I think this is lemon lime Dracena, and a Phalaenopsis in the back. I feel like this is a miniature. I could be wrong, but I think this is a miniature orchid. But either way, she is in sphagnum moss. And that is a hard no-go for me. Like, no. So I'm going to take her out of here. I'm going to repot this buddy up in, probably I'm going to mix up some media for that. I don't think I want to use the peat version. I think all of the regular, my other house plants, the only plants that I want to keep in the peat or houseplant soil type mixtures is my peace lily. She has her own dirt, but her and the snake plants. So oh no, how am I doing this? I have one more snake plant that I just bought, literally same day. Don't judge me. But she is so cute. I don't think I found a name for her. So I just literally purchased these the other day. I literally watched a plant haul and I saw one of you guys bring home a plant and I was like, why? I love the way these look. When this one first came home, she sort of looked like this, but her markings are really pretty, right? Oh my gosh. It's the colors. That chartreuse yellow, that bright like lemon, green, yellow. It just does it for me. And look, my kids know it because they bought gifts that matched my aesthetic. So she didn't give me a name. I don't know. Yeah, she didn't give me a name on this. I'm going to have to do some research and figure out what her name is, or I'm going to name her myself. But she actually looks like she might be in cocoa core chips, right? So I'm noticing that. Like, I don't know if I'm just starting to notice or just know what I'm looking at now. I think before what it was is I didn't know what cocoa core was. Like, I had never seen it in person. I'd only seen it online. So I didn't really know what it looked like up close. But I literally just purchased some. I wet my bricks. I did not use the whole brick. I broke up probably a little less than half of the brick. I purchased the cocoa core chips, and maybe I'll show you a picture of that. I purchased the cocoa core chips and the cocoa core peat, which is nothing but like the fine version, or the cocoa core chopped up a little bit more. It puts you amount of peat as far as texture, or the size of it, but not in the other ways. So, trash. All right, so we are going to break up this orchid. She is presented very well, really cute. But of course, as a plant mom, the first thing I thought of when I saw it, I was like, oh, that is so pretty. What do those roots look like? Like, what is going on with those roots? Something is poking out here. I don't know what that is. We're about to find out. Okay. The other thing too is I'm not sure what's under here. I feel like it's gonna be foam, but any like sphagnum moss from like big box stores, no, I can't do it. All right, I thought I could. I don't even know how to get her out. Okay, just do that. Wow. Wow. People, stop it. Don't do this. So of course it doesn't have a hole. I'm always looking for creepy crawlies. I have the heebie-jeebies. I'm gonna probably have to take about 8 showers. Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So it looks like they just mixed the two together, and the Phalaenopsis is okay. Okay. What? Where do you belong? Okay. Buddy, I'm gonna need you to let go. Ooh, sorry. The roots on this Phalaenopsis actually look pretty good. I think because I caught it in time. I think if I had let this go too much longer, she would not be looking good. I cannot take care of an orchid in sphagnum moss. I could do it for a little while, but after a while, no bueno. So her leaves were getting a little soft. I would have tried to kind of push this a little bit longer, but I noticed that her leaves were getting a little soft, so I was a little nervous about that. Some of these roots are actually rotting, but I noticed that her leaves were getting kind of soft. So I was like, I don't like repotting them when they're flowering. I want to let them go ahead on and live their best life. But I know if I don't get in there early enough, then I'm going to lose it. Now, typically, I just go ahead on and, oh yeah, some of these are really rotting. Some of these I won't, where's the heart? Some of these I will just cut the roots right on off, but her roots look pretty good. I don't know, and because they were in sphagnum moss and they were at the big box store, I'm assuming that these roots are used to being in water. Now, I'm gonna have to come back and check on these roots at some point, but I'm going to put these in leca. So I could try to grow them in water, but I don't typically grow my orchids in water, so ew. Yeah, I don't typically grow my orchids in water. So I do have, I thought this root system was a little bit smaller than this, but luckily I already cleaned out a pot and the leca. Oh, this thing got a plug. Oh wow, look at that. You see it? She was in a plug. Yeah, these roots actually look pretty good. I just know that if I had waited too long, they would not look this good. 1 or 2 more weeks. I already have some rot on here. 1 or 2 more weeks and they would have been done. And they still might die. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that they might not die, because I am changing it from this sphagnum moss to leca. There have been times when I've done the two together, but it's a pain in the butt trying to keep up with that. And yeah, I would just rather not. But these roots are nice and green and pretty, so I'm not too worried about her. So the thing is that, you know, I just did a video right before Mother's Day about my, it was the ones that were sitting on the dirt. Okay, I'm gonna work with that. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna cut all of that off. And okay, I like having this little, okay, let's do that. Helps keep things in perspective. Well, don't do that. Let me go get another clip. Okay, so I went and got some more clips to hold on to her flowers. I'm trying not to, you know, disturb or kill her flowers because she's so pretty. But I'm trying to save her life, honey. So yeah, I'm getting rid of the plug. The plug cannot stay. For those of you, sometimes what they'll do is they'll start the baby keikis in the plug and let their roots grow there. And look at that. Inside that plug, those roots are rotted. This is why I get rid of it, because it serves you nothing. And typically the roots in here are rotted. Every time I pulled one off, very seldom have I pulled one off and the roots were not rotted. It served its purpose though, right? Like I think it's just too much, it's too time consuming maybe, because you see how long it's taken me. I don't want to break any roots that I don't have to. But, ooh, that is nasty. Ugh. But this is fine. This is definitely not too challenging. This is actually pretty good. The only reason it's challenging is because I'm trying to save the roots. If I was willing to just let go of the roots, I wouldn't have any of these issues. But I know that keeping these, I'm gonna try to at least keep these roots. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put it in the leca, and if anything dies over the next month or two, then I will just I really need to get a tool or something and get this up out of here. I don't want to use anything too sharp, but it's a sponge. Who meant that? Ugh. I used to have the perfect little tool set for this. It looks like tweezer type deal. We'll just get all of this out. Anyway, now my orchid, like I said, I made a video about the orchid that I do have. I lost the orchid not too long ago. But I do have one that is actually having babies. And so now she has company because I now have this orchid. I want to say the flowers on that one is white, child. I don't know. I believe they are white, the one that's having a baby. I think they are white. I think what happened is I purchased them. They had flowers, but they were just about spent. And I was choosing between two of them. And now I can't remember whether or not she had white flowers or not. Okay, we might have to cut some of this right now because this is gross. Let's put that right in the trash. Okay. Ooh. Yuckity yuck yuck. The good thing is it don't stink. But that little. The other thing is that I don't want any of this sphagnum moss or Yeah, this is... I don't want any of this sphagnum moss. Or... I'm glad it's not bark on here, but I don't want any of this stuff in my pot. I'm probably going to soak these in a little bit of, that was nasty. Don't do that. I'm gonna soak this in a little bit of, yuck. Of peroxide and water so that I can, if it's got any scars on here, any wounds, it'll heal up the wounds. And I won't get any, hopefully, won't have any issues. Like I said, and because this wasn't like rotted or anything like that, like really bad, because if it was real bad, I would just cut all the roots off and just start all over again. It'll be all right. But, and you know what? I still might end up doing that. But they look so good. They don't look bad at all to me. You know, some of this is the dirt. This was sitting next to soil. So some of this is, some of the black you see is the dirt. It's not mold or anything. You could tell because the root is still green and pretty and, you know, full up under it. So what I'm trying to do now is just get as much of this sphagnum moss off as possible. Once I soak it a little bit, I think I'll be able to get some more off. Some of this got broken. Okay, this sponge, this plug is all up in the business, okay? I'm not seeing any creepy crawlies, so that's good. See, the sponge is different than the sphagnum moss. When the sphagnum moss gets wet, it might loosen up from the roots a little bit. But this sponge, I don't think the sponge is gonna do that. I think the sponge is just gonna hold on, because it's wet now and it's still holding on. Anyway, I'm trying to get it off of here without damaging the root too much. But she is right at the stem of the plant, so she got to go. Plus, you know, this is just a haven for whatever little bug that might decide they want to get up in here. It's just a haven for them to just come and live. I ain't trying to create no space for them. Y'all cannot stay here. Don't even come here. Okay. Ooh, that's rotten. The poor little flowers is taking a beating, huh? Sorry, sis, but we got to clean shop, but yeah. So this will be, my other orchid will have company. She will take the place of the one that I just lost in May. May is a rough month for me. I digress. Okay, so I think I got the majority of everything off. I see a little bit of black on the root. A little bit more sphagnum moss on here. I have a pot here with the leca in it, but I'm going to soak her in a little bit of peroxide and water just to kind of and not get any water in her crown at all or in between the leaves. So I'm just going to keep it above the stem. And then after I'm finished with that, I will have a better idea of if she has any more rot on her. Because sometimes this discoloration could be just that, just discoloration. It's not anything to be alarmed about. Ooh, I see a little bit more root, a little bit more rot here. Okay, she got a little wet, so I just want to let her kind of okay. Now, of course, I just used all my paper towels, so before I do that, let me get all of this finished. Like I said, I don't trust sphagnum moss from the big box stores. I don't trust that what other plants they had near it wasn't sharing, you know. Ooh. So I usually just get rid of it. Some things I'm just not willing to take a chance on. So I'm gonna try real hard not to make a mess. But yeah, I don't know if it's working. Alrighty. Alrighty, dighty. Okay. Okay, y'all. Now, the only thing I have left to do for today is pot this. Ooh, child. Is pot this up, which I need to find the appropriate pot size for this. I have some small pot. I got the perfect one. I wish I had something that was a little heavier. I don't know. Okay, so with this, I was trying to shake off some of it. With this, I am going to, that's gonna be so cute. That's cute. Okay. I'm not going to use this peat base. So here is the cocoa core. And as you see, it's sort of fine like peat, but it definitely feels different, right? I'm gonna try that and some perlite. And I'm pretty much just going by sight. No. And I'm trying this. I've never had a Dracena. The little bit of research I did said they like to dry out slightly. So, and I'm just looking at the soil that it was already in. And it was fluffy, but it was a little dense, right? So I'm just going based off of that. I guess if I'm wrong, we'll find out. Ooh, child, I'm gonna need some more. Okay, we're gonna need some more. Cause that's not gonna be enough. And this is moistened already. It's moistened because I had to break up the brick. So yeah, I'm looking at this and this is mostly perlite dust at the bottom. I don't know how helpful perlite dust is, but I'm gonna try it. It's a small enough pot where I don't think it's going to affect it that much. I don't know, because ooh, did I not underestimate how much I needed? By a long shot. By a long shot, I underestimated. Okay. One more scoop. One more scoop. Made a total mess down here on the floor. But I appreciate you guys for hanging with me today while I did my little planty chores. Let me tell you, I probably would have put it off a little bit longer if I couldn't come here and talk with you guys. So you see, I put off that snake plant. Has probably needed to be repotted for months because it's been looking like that. So this was a good deal. So hopefully you were able to get some planty chores done today too. Because, you know, that's what this is all about, is us doing things together, figuring it out together, sharing what we know. And I'm adding a little bit more because I know once I water, it's gonna settle. I hate floppy plants, so she gotta be in there. I can't stand no floppy plants flopping all over the place. Okay. Oh wait, I never introduced you to my plants, my Mother's Day plant. There is a bamboo that I got for Mother's Day. Here, and they were right here the whole time, this is the one that made a liar out of me. This is the Calathea, and this is a waffle plant. I looked and tried to find out what the name of this Calathea is, and I could not find it. But this is Snow White waffle plant. I have given her like this humidity treatment to see if I could get her leaves to unfurl, and I think that's just the nature of this pot. Maybe that was her experience before and she's not letting it go, but maybe she's traumatized. I don't know. But I gave her a little bit of a humidity treatment to see if I could make the leaves better, and no bueno. So she's still loving life. She's still sitting up. So I think she doesn't hate it here, but yeah, there's that. So we did that with her. You've already met the Dracena and the Orchid. The Orchid will be in her new pot in a little bit. I'm gonna take a nice picture of her and show you guys as soon as I'm finished with that. This is another cutie that I got for Mother's Day. This is the Fritonia, what is her name? Red Ann, which ironically, my grandmother's name is Ann. This is a, I want to say Echevera. Oh no, I pulled it up wrong. I'll put the name at the bottom, but she's a cutie too. So I'm going to probably cut this pot down so I could get her to fit nicely in this pot, because I want her in this pot. I was originally gonna do this pot, but I think I want her in that pot. I think she'll look super cute in that. So that's her. I have this lemon tree, which I think I want to put outside on my porch, on my deck in the back. I think I'm gonna put her out there, but she's a cutie too. I have not watered her yet because she hasn't shown any signs that she wants to be watered, but I'm gonna do a little bit more research on her too. Yeah, I think that might be the last one. I think I bought everybody else. Yeah, that was the last one. So I got everything potted up, watered. I think this one might need to sit a little bit longer. I noticed that, okay, so this one was potted up in cocoa core and perlite, and this thing soaked up water really quickly and still fluffy. Oh, this, I'm thinking I'm gonna really love this cocoa core. The peat, however, and I think I read this somewhere, that peat moss is hygroscopic, so it sort of repels water until it gets going and then it sucks up the water. So this one is taking a little bit longer, which is typical, right? I think a lot of my plants are in peat, and when I bottom water, I let it just sit. It might take a half an hour, 20 minutes to pull up the water. So I'm gonna let this sit a little bit longer. My battery died, so I went ahead and cleaned up a little bit and got them watered so that I could come back and show you all my little beauties. Yeah, I got water running out of this, so I gotta tip these off and get all the running water off. I think this one is going to do a lot better now that its medium is actually getting wet near the roots, and she would actually be able to receive some water. I'm gonna watch her because it's possible that I might have to get new roots coming through here. I have a little bit of wrinkling on the leaves, but they are severely dehydrated. So I'm gonna watch her over the next couple of months and be really mindful not to water her too often. But when I do, to water her well. I do want to propagate her, but I think I'm gonna wait a little bit. Just because none of these leaves are feeling, maybe this one is feeling super fresh. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, and hopefully I won't need to wait too long. Now the ones that I just purchased are still sort of like in timeout. I've sprayed them down with bug spray, but they're still in timeout for a little bit until I feel confident that they didn't bring any guests with them, which we don't want. These two I'm going to keep in timeout a little bit too, but they're going to be in timeout together since they all came together. So she is now potted up in leca. She fit in this pot really good. I'm so excited. She got a couple of little air bubbles down here that I might have to work out, but yeah, I think I might have to go and try to figure out how I can get some leca in this little spot right here. I'll be watching that to make sure that those don't dry out. But like I said, I might have to end up going back in and cutting off some of the roots that might die because they need to grow new roots for this media. So right now the roots are really pretty and green. I sprayed her down with some peroxide because I did cut a couple of her roots off. They were rotted. Her flowers still look pretty good. Hopefully I have not jostled or bothered her too much. But other than that, I think she looks good. It's nice to see them separated. I knew they weren't gonna be able to stay together too long, but that's okay because I'll keep them close by since I know they're used to being around each other. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today while I did some planty chores. It was really nice to be motivated to do these things. Like sometimes I don't have the energy, but this allowed me to have the energy. So hopefully you got some planty things done today. You got some planty chores done. Things that you've been putting off for the longest time, like this. Matter of fact, I am going to, once I really get her settled, I'm gonna go through and wipe down all of her leaves so I can make sure she's taking in as much sun as she could possibly take in to feed her roots that she's gonna need to nourish. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. If you liked anything, if you even feel sorry for my poor little snake plant, give me a like on this video. If you haven't already subscribed, come on and subscribe so you can, sit and repot with us, do other planty chores. In the future, I want to do a repot of my Hoyas. Like I said, I purchased all of this cocoa core and the cocoa chips, and I'm really excited about transferring my Hoya over to cocoa core. I think some of them already are there, right? And another thing is I got to give you an update on the Scindapsus and the philodendron. I saw some roots. I saw some good roots. I did an update to the pothos that a link should be in the description for that. And the next video I want to do, or one that's going to be coming really, really soon, is an update to the Scindapsus and the philodendron. Introduce you to some new plants that I have. I should be ashamed, but I'm not. Definitely one of my wish list plants. I have gotten a couple of wish list plants recently, so definitely want to show you those. Give you the update, and repot my Hoya. So I'm gonna be combining some Hoya together. I'm excited about that. I have an idea of what I want to put together or what I want to pot together, and I have an idea of the kind of pot that I want. So I'm excited about that. So I'm going to get that pot, and then I'll be repotting some Hoya coming in the near future. So once again, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Have a great Saturday. It's Saturday for me, so I'm sending you fat Saturday vibes. Whatever day you watch this, everybody loves a Saturday, right? So I'm sending you Saturday vibes, okay? Have a good day. Bye.